today I think it's way too late to actually do anything.
We're the two Gay Reefers.
Hey Reefers, today is water change day, and while we were getting ready, we found a few things that we actually have to address in both tanks. So we've got a pump in Gordon's tank that's not doing good. The skimmer's
doing weird things.
The
pump's doing weird things and the skimmer's not doing what it's meant to be doing.
Yeah, it's not skimming.
So I've got a funny feeling that the sump just needs to be a good clean out and the pumps are just getting clogged up. That's our guess.
Yep. In Reefzilla here we have a bit of a sick clam, so we have to address that as well. We've got a few frags we need to glue. Just general maintenance that you can do while you're doing a water change. So let's get into it.
Okay, so looking Gordon's sump, like the front chamber's pretty good. It's the return chamber that is absolutely hideous. As you can see, the skimmer is producing no bubbles whatsoever. So I probably need to make a basket for all Gordon's bio balls.
They're not balls for you to play with.
Goes without saying, when you actually are taking media out, keep it nice and wet so none of the bacteria dies off. We've got a wet dry vac, but it doesn't have a huge capacity, so it's a bit of a pain, but it's easy just to get some of the water out by hand. As you can see, the sump is quite dirty. It's nice that we've got the top clean, but you can't really have a clean top without a clean bottom as well. What's the time for now? This just shows you what sort of stuff was in the bottom of the sump. That's pretty filthy. Mm-hmm. What do you reckon, Gordon?
Yummy.
Now, last time this happened, the silencer was filled with gunk. And once we cleaned out the silencer, it produced bubbles again. So it's basically your air in, but this looks pretty good.
So in here, looks like that's completely chocked with something.
Ah.
Yep, completely chocked. I'm assuming I should be able to put it away. So that hole there was completely chocked with like calcium buildup or something.
That would be why it wasn't producing air bubbles. So
That would do it.
thankfully, this looks like an easy fix.
Hopefully that solves the problem with the skimmer. We don't know what the problem is with the return pump yet. So the return pump, we used to be able to have it set on about 33, I think it was, %. And that would run the reefer really well and it was nice and quiet. The water levels would stay right. Everything was fine. And then once again, during the week, at the same time as the skimmer was having problems, this pump, I had to basically increase it up to 50% nearly for it to actually keep the water level correct in the display part of the tank. So We did clean it out and it did the same thing again. So I'm guessing it might be just that there was a lot of silt, because there was probably a good, centimetre, half an inch or so of silt in the bottom of the return pump chamber. So I'm guessing that's what it is, but we're going to pull it apart and just give it a good clean out anyway. So just the bubble trap foam mesh, I don't know what you call this stuff, just giving it a good clean out. You don't clean this out completely, definitely don't rinse it in fresh water or tap water, but you do want to try and get rid of as much as the silt as you can, so it's already 1,000 times better. Alright, so time to put it all back together. First things first, put the return pump back in and run the wiring through.
Does it make it easier since we did the control panel?
Oh, hell yeah.
Wire management, people, it's important.
Just A, just for the looks, but B, also just makes life easier when you want to pull things apart like this. So. In the
Filter socks.
filter cups.
How many is there?
So feed for some of the fish. You want one, Marco? You want one? You want one? Oop. Oop. You got it? Jump, 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 jump. That was good, Dad. You want another one?
Oh.
Yeah.
The best way to get rid of bristleworms.
Yep. I make a happy fish.
Satisfying. So we've ended up with a nice clean sump floor again. Okay, just having a look at the clam now from above. As you can see, it's actually in a worse sort of state than I thought it was. It's really gaping, and it's basically coming away from the actual edges of the shell. So I don't think there's really much we can do for it at this stage, unfortunately. I will check it over and give it a bit of a post-mortem to see if I can see any pests on it, but it really went downhill fast. I think it was like earlier in the week I saw that one or two little bits were curling a tiny bit, and then yesterday it did this, and yeah, we were out most of yesterday. We had commitments, so today I think it's way too late to actually do anything. I have a feeling though a lot of it was from when the cleaner wrasse was bugging it and it was closed for months. It lost a lot of strength and then it just never fully recovered. I have a feeling that it might have been too low down on the rock work as well. So if we do get another clam, I'll put it up the top next to the gorgonian there, because there's a nice little crater in there where it can actually sit sort of half buried in the rock. Okay, so we've cleared up a lot of real estate here from where the clam was. So we've got that torch, mystery torch. So we'll see how it colors up. And we'll put a few zoas and a few assorted odds and ends there and make a nice little garden there. So now we're on to water change time. So what we're doing at the moment is we're suctioning water out of Reefzilla to water change into Gordon's Red Sea Reefer. Because it's easier just to make up one batch of salt. Water change, drain, drain, drain. Let's see if we can suck up chromis. No, they're actually scared of that.
You're mean.
Yep. So water change done, all done and dusted. So it's always good to look for these extra maintenance tasks while you're doing water change, because you know it doesn't add that much extra time and you get a lot more life out of your equipment. I'm looking to make a bit of a cage for the bio balls so they're not just rolling around on the floor of the tank. So that was a little bit of work, but we've had a few wins. So Skimmer's working. Looks like the return pump's working for now. Fingers crossed.
I think there's just too much gunk at the bottom of the return chamber and
Yeah, it was just
the sump in general.
just affecting its performance, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much hope for the clam, unfortunately, but we made a nice little garden as well because it freed up some real estate. So got to look on the bright side of things, I reckon.
Yep.
Anyway, if you've enjoyed today's video, like, comment and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment and subscribe. And as always, be excellent to each other and keep it salty, everyone. Bye for now.
See you guys.
Hey Reefers, today is our water change to that. Well, change to that. Oh, fuck me.